Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to another episode. You messing up my intro. So another episode of Trap or Die Podcast. I am your host of the Trap or Die Podcast, Mual. AJ's in here. Jay is in here. The whole crew is in here. Appreciate everybody who's checking in live on the chat. Mr. Attitude, Monty, Havoc, Sega. I said it right. I know I said it right.
Sega.
God damn it, Sega. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're on the YouTube side, man. We definitely appreciate y'all watching. Especially, we're all looking for some immediate therapy after what the hell just went down. Finding new ways to find or to get in agony. Some of us, if you're not good, I'm genuinely good. If you're doing okay, that is good. If you're on the audio side, man, hit that follow button. Hit us with a rate and review if you can as well. It takes 10 seconds to do so, and it's free to show your support that away. The game just ended, 31-0. Washington gets shut out the week after Minnesota gets shut out. This was a game, fellas. First and foremost, I hope y'all doing well. This was a game, fellas, where, I think the optimism from majority of the fan base was centered around the offense finally getting its pieces back and looking like a semblance of what they would have looked like the entire season, right? You get Noah back, you get Terry back. Zach Ertz has been around, and guess he's probably done for the season if you've seen that injury. So now Zach Ertz is gone. Did you see the replay, AJ?
Zach Ertz is going to be spending time with his family for the rest of his life. He's never playing football again. The only way he will play football is on Madden.
Well, thank you, AJ.
You're welcome.
That's kind of like I'm saying he ain't coming back. That's my point. But the irony is that you think that he's you're getting your team back, like offensively, right? You're getting some type of familiarity. And you want to see what that looks like the final stretch of the season. And then you go into a game where it's like, you're going up against the JJ McCarthy offense. But if you're smart enough, you know that defense ain't to be fucked with. Like that boy on that defense side of the ball, he a dog, and that unit is still a dog. Well, so you know, like there's a give and take. Like you want to see these guys in their full strength offensively, and then you know the Minnesota Vikings are coming off an ass whooping, but their defense is still some dogs, and your defense is just as questionable. And you lose by 31 points. You don't even score a point on the day. Washington gets blanked 31-0, fellas. The floor is yours.
Here's
you gotta, let me get my spiel out the way, bro. That's all I gotta do. Let me get my spiel out the way. Then you can talk, man. Because I know you be.
He's ready, man. He ready.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm trying to talk.
So he ready to talk about Cliff Kingsbury.
What? It takes you 20 minutes to get your points across anyway. Come on, bro.
I'm trying to talk so I can eat this food my baby just made. Look at it. Yes, Lord. So yeah, I ain't got time for all that, man. This is spend time with your family. Season, right?
That's why.
Like
what is it?
That's Washington Commanders
dinner at 4:00 on Sunday, bro.
Hey man, that's the things. That's the things that happen when you have a good woman in your life, man. You eat early dinners like a Caucasian person.
Hey Jay, you hear?
I hear him,
bro.
I hear him.
She in the background somewhere, so he doing all the bigging up he can.
Propaganda.
Hey man, we
propaganda.
I at least gotta talk about something positive. That's the only positive right now because, like I said,
all right, show the plate again, bro. Show your lady off. Show the plate.
You got baby shower meatballs on there.
No, we got stir fry. We got beef stir fry. You know, but
well, your connection not even letting us see the plate. God damn,
bruh. Hold on, man.
Stir fry. What is that? Noodles or rice? What we doing?
Man, I'm African.
Teriyaki or soy sauce, bro.
Okay.
Can you see it?
That looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, we see it now. You good now, bro.
It's delectable, now, you know. So Zach Ertz is gonna get a lot of time to spend with his family to eat the same kind of meals I'm eating because of the ball that Marcus Mariota threw to him. But at the end of the day, Washington Commanders season as a fan is at the point where you should just go spend time with your family. On Sundays, just spend time with your family. Go to church, go sit in a 3-hour session. Whatever it is, take your kids out to Tyson's Corner Mall,
that drive me crazy.
Potomac Mills, Iverson Mall, PG Plaza. Just go spend time with your family. Do something else because what happened today was diabolical. Like, you know what Brian Flores' defense is going to do. You know that he's going to send pressure. You know it's going to come from different points. At no point did I really see Cliff have a strategy of slowing down that pass rush, even because they were being productive in the first portion of the game, running the ball. Because they don't play under center, you can't even play action off of it. So it's like it does nobody good. And you already kind of known the tone that the game was gonna go when you're at the 1-yard line and you can't convert for a touchdown. Like you did three passing plays in a row. Like, I know we talked privately and y'all were like, you know, Debo should have caught it. Yes, he should have caught the ball, but it should have never even came down to that situation of him being in 4th down, having to make that completion at the 1-yard line. Yeah, you can say bullshit, whatever, but that's just my personal feeling. Like,
but if you make that play, you're not having this conversation, AJ. If he makes that play.
No, I'm saying like you have a dual threat quarterback, bro, that is dynamic with the ball in his hands. And on top of that, your running back got you down there by running the ball because he's a power back. You didn't even give him ample enough like chances to score. Nor you could have even did a quarterback sneak, even if you don't feel comfortable with Jaden doing it. Bring in Mariota to do it, something. But you dial up a play to throw to Brandon Coleman in the red zone. Come on, dog. Then defensively, it's like Dan Quinn had no answer for KOC. Like, you want JJ McCarthy to have to beat you. So that means you should be all in on stopping the run. Like, that should be your full commitment, stopping the run. But they were able to get aggressive running the ball and productive, and that put him in situations.
Well, you said stopping the run. You talking about for it?
I'm talking about Washington's defense. Like, that should have been the main focus, is stopping Minnesota's run, because JJ McCarthy needs that to be able to play off of. But, you know, at the end of the day...
I don't know about that, bro, because like you still going up against Jay Jettas and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson. Like you forced JJ McCarthy to beat you with those weapons, and you limited on the outside, bro. You still gonna get tore up.
Yeah, but JJ hasn't shown any of that yet in the game. So hey, if that's gonna be the case, let it be the first one. But I just feel like overall the team is not good. Now, you have Jaden Daniels' situation once again. I still believe the same thing that I said before, that he shouldn't be playing. There's nothing to learn from this team but the fact that they suck. You're not going to learn anything with these reps. I hear that Jaden wants these reps, whatever. You're not going to learn a damn thing because offensively, I think that a lot of things need to change, especially from a play calling standpoint. And the last thing I'll say, I hope that you guys don't come in here and for the rest of the week have these RG PTSD moments, because that's what I feel like a lot of this is. Like, people calling him fragile, whatever the case is.
Well, let's have a conversation. We're gonna have a conversation about that, like Jaden by himself. So let's talk because we got to talk about that part. So go ahead, chew your food, bro. Let Dre talk. And we're gonna come back to Jaden, bro.
No, this wasn't
just mute yourself. All right, yeah, you go ahead, Dre.
This wasn't a good look for Dan Quinn. And
you sure you don't want to hear me too?
No, sir. Absolutely not.
I'm playing with y'all.
But no, this is a bad this is a bad look for Dan Quinn and his unit. And I want to emphasize Dan Quinn as the leader of this unit, because this is not the type of effort you want to have, especially when you come off the Denver Broncos game. The team looks like they're feeling a little bit better. They're in better spirits. Then you go to Minnesota against a team that's struggling just as bad as you are, and they look a step fast in every single way on the football field today, the urgency. And it goes back to earlier in the season when you talk about we used to have these conversations earlier in the season about deferring or getting the ball first. I honestly don't know who won the coin toss, but your defense goes out there first, and they get
Minnesota won it, and they chose to receive.
Okay, but either way, a lot of times we like to defer. We'll defer and put the defense on the football field first. But your defense, this is Dan Quinn's defense now. It's not Joe Witt's defense. It's no one else's defense. This is Dan Quinn's unit, and they just look like they made everything easy for a quarterback who hasn't done anything right this season. Like JJ McCarthy has looked every bit of a bust this whole season. He's looked like the worst quarterback of the quarterbacks that were drafted in 2024. Yet he comes out there and he looks like every bit of a top 6 pick that Minnesota made him last year. And you just look like you had no answers for him, the run game, nothing on the defensive side of the football. And I thought that kind of set the tone for the game. Then offensively, you go out there the first drive, you look good pretty much the first drive. You were able to move the ball, but then you don't finish. And, I know AJ gets on Cliff, and the only gripe I had about Cliff within that first red zone drive was I thought they could have gave Chris Rodriguez the ball another time when they were inside the 5. But Depot has a play right there to be made. He just didn't make the play. And at the end of the day, players have to make plays. And this is all over at each side of the football. We don't have anyone on defense that can make plays. You need someone on the offense that can step up and make plays. Jaden, he's coming back his first game. He's not going to be Superman. I thought he looked good early on. Then it started tailing off later. But, again, this is a Dan Quinn issue right here. And to the point where I want to see Dan Quinn mad at this point. And when I say mad, he doesn't have to go out cursing everybody out or something, but I want to see something more stern from Dan Quinn, like something that says, we're going to change something seriously in this upcoming offseason. Because at this point, I'm looking at the coaching staff, and I'm like, you can't come back into 2026 with this same coaching staff across the board when you're putting up efforts like this. Because now, I understand you don't have the personnel, especially on the defensive side of the football. You're missing a lot of talent on that side of the football. But at this point, in a game like this, I don't see guys playing hard for you. I saw that last week against Denver, but I didn't see that this week. And that's an issue when you have a consistency when guys aren't playing hard for you, or they're not, believing in everything you're doing out there. And I think you can get a little bit more of those guys. We've seen them get more out of these guys at some point. You saw a little bit of that in the Denver game, but you really got nothing out of anybody. Offense, defense, special teams, whatever the case may be today, you got nothing out of anyone. And that's a Dan Quinn problem, and something has to change going forward.
Yeah, Javon, I agree. And again, appreciate everybody who's checking in live on the stream. Welcome to the show. We know what the score was, 31 nada. Javon said, for those that's listening on the audio side, this was worse than Seattle. 110,000 million billion trillion % agree with you. And it's more so off the strength of this run game that Minnesota had. Felt like it was impossible to stop. JJ McCarthy, like, I don't know how many times they converted on third down today. I'm about to check right now as I'm talking. They converted 6 of 11 on third down. I can't imagine how many of those were long down and distances. I think it was like a few of them. Out of those 11, it was probably like 3 or 4 that was 8 or longer or 7 or longer. JJ McCarthy ended the day with 129.2 passer rating. 3 touchdowns thrown. All the while, your boy Jay Jettis had 2 catches for 11 yards. Like, he didn't throw for that much, but he was efficient. And I think the overall frustrating part is, like, y'all touched on the defensive side of things. I think what really set the tone for Washington and missed opportunities offensively is that first red zone drive. Where I agree with AJ and Cliff when it comes to red zone. I did say that I was gonna take a sip. That every time he brought it up, but look, I'm in a mood, bro. Every time I bring it up, I'm gonna have to take a sip too. Oh, you're at the 2-yard line, and you telling me at the 2-yard line with Chris Rodriguez, you can't find it in your heart to run it one time, knowing that you're gonna go for it on 4th down. That's what always gets me with coaches in general, not just Washington. This is the NFL and college football thing. If you know that you're going to go for it on 4th down, you're within 2 yards of it, whether you can't run the ball or not. Like, if you are a bad run team or not, if you got 2 yards to go and you got 2 or 3 downs to do it, why are you not running the ball on one of those downs? So for Washington to go in this situation and have C-Rod and have an efficient run game, to not give that opportunity to C-Rod one time, knowing that he has a knack for the end zone. He actually, I think he scored like 4 out of the last 5 games that he played. And don't quote me on that, but it's close enough. It's like 3 or 4 out of the last 4 or 5 games that he played. He scored a touchdown. I just think that the way you think some things through from an offensive standpoint, sometimes it does frustrate people. Yeah, man. Where are we at? 18 minutes? Okay, we could do one more conversation and then let's get into underdog. Defensively, or actually, let me do one thing because we're gonna on the back end. We'll talk about Jaden, right? Actually, let's not bury the lead. Let's talk about Jaden now, bro. 4 straight games he's gotten hurt. This one was a re-injury, but 4 straight games he's gotten hurt. And as many games that he's played. Nobody should be mad. Nobody should be mad. The shit I just saw the boy at Jaden stepping on the field. If you were one of those people who would like play him, if he's healthy enough to play him. Shouldn't be mad. Shouldn't be upset at what happened. That is the risk that's posed. For reference point, I was one of the ones who said initially, shut him down for the rest of the season after that elbow injury. There's no need to play him. I was interested. Lately, I changed my tune in seeing him play those last 4 games because I saw how healthy Terry was. Like, it wasn't no bullshit. He's good to go. Like, he was really healthy. So I'm in that same minority. I can't be upset. They decided to play him. I knew that he wasn't fully healthy. I knew that much. I did want to see him play. But you can't be upset or mad at the decision to put him in. I don't know why people are like the one thing that throws me off with this whole thing. He threw a pick. It's him and Terry. Those are the only 2 people left to try and get the Van Winkle. Those are the only 2 people. I'm not mad at him trying to chase down.
Call him Van Winkle. He was just making up names.
Rip Van Winkle? No, it's Van Ginkle.
Oh.
Like somebody old ass grandma, dog. You
Van Winkle.
just say everything wrong name-wise.
who is Van Winkle though? Somebody named Van Winkle.
No, it's a Rip Van Winkle. It's a fairy tale from back in the day when we were kids. We heard that he sleeps.
So that's not even a real person.
That's not a real person. It's a fictional character.
Hey, bro. All right. Damn, I was on Twitter calling this nigga Winkle. All right. Ginkle. Right. So Ginkle, it's only two people. It's Terry and Jaden. Like, at some point, for people that's gonna get mad at Jaden or annoyed that Jaden's playing football, bro, if you're gonna get annoyed at him doing something as simple as trying to make a tackle, bro, don't put him on the field. Keep him off. This is something so regular as trying to make a play to not let him score a touchdown. You'd rather just let him get out the play so it's either Terry or nobody. What if Terry gets blocked?
For honestly, Jamal, in that situation, I never like quarterbacks going for the tackle because most of the time they get their ass blown up. We seen it last year in the Detroit game when Jared Goff got his ass blown up when he thought he could make a play on Quan Martin and people wanted to say Frankie Lou did him dirty. But I just think Jaden in this situation just has to be more cognizant. And I understand this is a hard thing to do. It's the heat of the moment. It's the heat of the moment. I get it. It's a hard thing to do to not think like a football player.
Kevin Sheen.
You know what I'm saying? But Jaden has to realize he is a target out there, and the defenders are looking for a reason to go out there and blow him up. Now, I'm not mad that he went out there and played. I was an advocate that if he's healthy and he's cleared to play, and I don't even know if he was really 100% healthy, to be honest with you.
He wasn't.
Favoring the left arm.
He wasn't.
So if that's the case, then he probably shouldn't have been playing.
It was bullshit all along, and that's actually my overall. That's my overall point of why I didn't want him to play, because I knew when he came back, like, it was going to be a problem. Like, that's my overall point.
And that's the thing.
But the thing is, with the injury he has, you can't test it out until you get hit.
I mean, it's true.
It can't be tested out until you actually have to be contacted.
But if there's any discomfort, I feel like he's not ready.
Man,
because that discomfort could be worse when you start getting hit.
You wake up in the morning, sometimes your knee hurt a little bit, but you can still go. But like your elbow, bro, like you get hit by 300-pound dudes or whatever, just the impact of the ground.
But you know what it is? I think they kind of let it go because it wasn't his throwing arm. And, you know, if it was his throwing arm, he probably doesn't play this week. And they probably feel like if there's a little bit of discomfort, he's okay because it's not his throwing arm. But I still feel like he should have been 100% cleared to play. Like, that's the only way I wanted him to go out there and play, if he was 100% healthy. And it just didn't look like that today because he was favoring that arm a lot. But, no, I'm not angry that he played, because my biggest thing, and I'm consistent with that, is that I want Jaden to go out there and prove that he can play football games without getting hurt. Because if we're going to be scared that he's going to be getting hurt and you got to sit him out because you don't want him to get hurt, then that fear is always going to be there as long as Jaden Daniels is playing in the NFL. I mean, we already worry about his frame and, you know, that size and taking hits the way he takes. But I want to see Jaden to be able to protect himself a little bit better, just be a little bit more cognizant. And again, I do get it. Like I said, some of these are heat of the moment plays, but this is a real conversation to be had now, just because this is the fourth injury, or at least the fourth time we've seen him injured this year, you know, alone. I mean, it was 2 injuries last year, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, I want to see Jaden go out there and prove he can stay healthy. Unfortunately, today it just he couldn't finish the game, and those conversations are going to be had. I'm still not ready to go out there and start talking about, oh, this is an RG3 situation, or, you know, we made the wrong pick at quarterback. I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, I do want to see Jaden learn how to protect himself. He has to go out there and finish games and prove it.
I mean,
let's be real, bro. Let's be real about one thing. And AJ, you got the floor. I just want to make sure that we put this out there. I said, I don't know when I said this, but I think I posed a question, and the reason why I posed a question is, like, at this point you got enough data or information to ask this question. If you get hurt 4 times in as many games, right, and you get hurt twice last year, you played through them last year. That is what it is. But you get hurt in as many times, four times in as many games, bro. There is no. I'm not even doing a comparison to the previous quarterback. I'm talking about Jaden himself. Not about any other person except for Jaden. If you have a propensity to get injured more often than the average quarterback, your injury rate is high. You keep getting hurt. Like, you can't ignore that. That is real. That is not a facade. That is not fake. It is unfortunate for 2025, bro. But you keep getting hurt, bro. That is a real thing, and you can't just say, oh, well, I don't pay no mind to it. That's just real. It's real, bro. Go ahead.
I guess my thing with the complaining of the Jaden Daniels play in particular, especially from people that I respect. Let's take Denton Day. If you out on the field,
I hated that tweet. I hated it.
If you out on the field, you have to play the game. You can't throw an interception and just stand there. Like, he probably would have got rocked even worse if he just stood there. So you better off running. The thing is, when you have an injury like that, the only way you know is if you're in a good space is if you can get hit and you can still maneuver off of it. Like, that was one of his bigger hits of the game, right? So that was the first time really having to land. Like, you still got to land. Like, even us as humans, if we were to fall right now, we could easily break something in our arm just because we may not properly land in that moment. My thing with the whole Jaden thing is, we know he's a good quarterback. I don't need to see more of him to understand that. I know that I don't have to go and answer that in the offseason. From the draft for the free agency, I know what I got. And he may want to play, he may want to be this big time competitor. That's cool. But my job is also to help him understand the longevity of what we're trying to get accomplished here. And I just felt like there's no need to rush him to come back and play these games, especially when there's nothing on the line. If there's something on the line where you're still fighting for the playoffs, like closer chance of making the playoffs, or you're in the playoffs already, like you can clinch a berth, that's one thing. But like, at the end of the day, I don't need to see Jaden out there. I don't know what the diagnosis is of the injury, but it looked like pretty much he could have played. They just told him, we're not putting you back in the game. There was no point.
I think that too. I think
it would have been the same situation.
Wait, run that back. Run it back. It lagged a little bit. What'd you say, AJ?
What I was saying is, Jaden could have came back in this game, but they said to him, no, we're not going to put you back out there. And that's what frustrated him. Because what was the point? Like, I think it was still 24-0 at that point.
He looked like he was about to cry.
Like, and that's cool. Cry, baby, cry. You feel me? Like, at some point, someone has to be the adult in the building and tell him, like, nah, like, we not rocking. Like, we can't just give you the full autonomy to just be able to just go out there whenever you want to. Like, we also have to protect our jobs, because once again, like I said a couple weeks ago, if something worse is to happen to Jaden Daniels in his return and playing these pointless ass games, everybody's job is on the line. And next 2026 season is over with as well, because anything can happen. You've seen today a non-contact injury happen to Daniel Jones. So now the Colts are right back in the quarterback search. I mean, it might have been a blessing in disguise, prayers for Daniel Jones, but they probably would have cashed that boy out next year and been in a situation where he wouldn't have looked as productive as he did in the beginning of the year. Now he got a torn Achilles, and they now forfeited their first round pick with the Sauce Gardner trade, thinking that they had somewhat of an answer at quarterback, and now they got to go get a quarterback. You feel me? Riley Leonard is not going to play. Anthony Richardson is not going to come back to play. But I say all this to say, you know what you have at quarterback. A lot of the other positions on the team, you don't know what you have. So you have to be more strategic in those guys playing. But, like, I'm not putting Jaden Daniels out there when offensively we're not moving the ball effectively enough. And at the time, he wasn't necessarily going to be playing with the weapons that he had at his disposal today. But even if you bring in a Terry McLaurin and a Noah Brown back, those guys, not necessarily in football shape yet, to really even be able to say you can count on, like maybe last year. But even defensively, you're not stopping nobody. So then I'm really asking you to be Superman. And when you ask him to be Superman, he got to play like that. That's all he know how to do. He just know one way to play ball. So if you're going to criticize him for being a part of trying to make a play after he threw an interception, come on, man. Like, if you want to be that safe with a player, then they might as well just sit at home and sit on the bench, because that's the only way you can protect yourself. Like, you can't say you want this person to play and you want them to be a part of the team and not act no different than the other 52 men on the roster, and then he throw a pick, he just get to stand there while everybody else hustling. Come on, bro. That don't make no damn sense. Can you imagine if you even played a pickup game with somebody?
When has a QB ever made a positive play after an interception, though? I mean, that's just my thing. Like, I've never seen a QB go out there and make a positive play afterwards. After they make positive. Like as far as like going out there and making a tackle or
I mean, the positive play is hustling to the ball, bro. That's the positive play.
They do it all the time.
I mean, I get it. You gotta look like you out there doing it. But you know what? What I actually hated more than that, I actually hated the fact that Noah Brown was able to come in off of missing 10 games and get his spot back. He was starting immediately. Like, I thought Treylon Burks kind of earned that spot because you had mentioned Treylon.
Damn, I forgot about Treylon, bro.
Noah Brown was on the field most of the time. Like, how does this dude miss 10, 11, 12 games and he gets his spot back as soon as he comes back, he gets his spot back. Like, so, that annoyed me more than anything.
Here's one thing, and then we can go to underdog. I actually just want to piggyback off of AJ because he made a solid point, but you know. That was like 30 mintes ago. AJ said,
Van Winkle. Keep playing with me, Van Winkle.
He had said essentially, you know, about the critic part. I do, and also Jay Tizzy said it in the chat too. I agree with you, Jay Tizzy. I don't think he's 100% healthy. I think he's playing hurt. I think he's trying to toughen through it. I do think that they took him out, though, Jay Tizzy, because he was taking too many hits. I do agree with AJ as well that, you know, they decided not to put him back out there for whatever political reasons they see fit. I also think, like, that's just kind of my larger overarching thing with this as well is, like, if you knew he wasn't fully healthy, but he was good enough to play, I'm here to call your card. I'm here to call your bluff personally. Put him out there. If you think that he's good enough, put him out there. Like if he's cleared to play, put him back out there. But if you think that you want to manage his injury risk, or if he even winces in pain, if you think that you're going to say we got to hold him out, he shouldn't even start the game. It's either one or the other for me. And that's kind of where I'm at with the Jaden injury. Let's go ahead, get an underdog fantasy. And let's talk about what is 425. Let's do the Monday night game, right? We got the Monday night game coming up. Football season is in full swing, and underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get out of my way. On the Monday night game, Philadelphia versus the Los Angeles Chargers. We got several popular picks right now, and I think we're gonna go with some of the safety valves, right? AJ Brown. You know, anytime he upset, just pick AJ Brown, bro. He made enough noise. Hey, you hear me? 16 and a half receiving yards. Look, man, line him up on Benjamin St. Juice. He getting 75. It's like, nah, we're going to go higher on 60 and a half, man. 16 and a half receiving yards. Justin Herbert, he's at 213 and a half passing yards. We're going to go higher on Justin Herbert's passing yards. Who's back? Oh, yeah, Amarian Hampton. I'm sorry. Amarian Hampton is back. 43 and a half rushing yards. He may be on the workload, like work count, snap count thing. But Philadelphia Eagles defense, you know, you got Greg Roman as your coordinator. He gonna tote the rock. So let me get 43 and a half rushing yards on Amarian Hampton. That may be risky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then Saquon Barkley. 68 and a half rushing yards. I know what they've been looking like the past few weeks running the ball, but guess what? When your back is against the wall, you got to lean on your dogs. So we're going to go higher on Saquon Barkley's rushing yards. He's going to pop one of these games, and I think the Chargers game is what better time? You've seen them firsthand against Washington that you can run on these guys. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code TrapperDive to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code TrapperDive. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
To be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
It's an actual shootout in Cleveland, bro. 31-23. Titans and Browns.
That's the Shadir Bowl.
Yeah, the Shadir Can War game, bro. Of course, right? Okay.
Hold up, Maul.
Let's get
When you go, I was gonna say there's some implications to that Tennessee Cleveland
talk to
game
me.
that has Washington fans' interest in mind. Right now, currently, Washington fans, you are sitting at the number 5 draft pick right now. And if Cleveland actually somehow comes back and wins this game, you'll be sitting at number 4 in the draft today. That's just it. That's the implication for Washington.
Okay.
For those who follow.
At this rate, Washington might be drafted number 1, bro. So
they could.
Yeah,
they could.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. So let's go ahead and get to some of these one sentence takeaways. Let's talk about not draft order, but the actual coach. Shit was a little sweet for the last couple of weeks, but I feel like the Vikings slapped the reality back into people. So let's go into the one sentence takeaways. Let's see who we got. Amani, what's up, Amani? Losing 5 games by Lord Jesus, losing 5 games by 20 plus points is alarming. Shane Peacher, what's up, Shane? Fire Quinn, or it will be off of the same next season.
When the last time we've been donutted? We got donutted today.
wasn't
Damn,
it just a couple weeks ago?
That.
You know what?
No, we didn't score at all.
You didn't score against at all Seattle, right?
No, you scored 14 points against Seattle.
We scored against Seattle.
I thought that was Commanders. It felt like nothing was scored.
The last one I remember was when the Giants beat us 36-0 about 20 years ago. It was about 20 years ago when after their owner died and everything went right, they beat us 36-0.
Oh Lord, how many times have the Commanders been?
Oh, Amani, I think got it right. He said 2019 San Francisco 9-0.
9-0.
That was that rain game.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need in the rain.
We need some researchers or something for Chopper Dive, man. Help us out. All right, 9-0. Cool. I'm rolling with that. All right, let's continue. Where are we? Rushman. Oh, he showed the picture. Miss Rara, very disappointing. Plain old Luke with free agency class, the amount of roster openings we need to fill, and the lack of picks. Oh, Lord Jesus. The lack of picks next year might be worse. Big John, outcoached, embarrassed. It's not blow it all up territory, but I can't be mad at anyone who feels that way. Mr. Lawson, to you, need defensive player stat. Okay, I don't know what. I ain't going to read that because I don't know what he means. And I don't want to put that propaganda on this air. Mike, this is a rudderless team, and I can't wait for the season to be over. High Tunes, fire the whole coaching staff.
They're making up words.
Hey, Mom, read that again. So what?
Rudderless. Like I think that's a boat term. Like no rudder. Like no.
No, where is this comment?
I think I could have. Rudderless.
I don't even see it.
Oh Lord, I said it was a boat term. God, why did I say that? That sounds stupid. Lacking a clear sense of one's aims or principles. It sounded like it was a boat term.
Hey man.
All right. Stay with the Blick. It wasn't Joe Witt Jr. fault. Dragon Design. Rock bottom has arrived for the new regime. AP will have a long off season ahead, and it may include a new head coach. I'll read a couple more so we can get back to the show. All right, I said one sentence. Learn the one sentence, bro. I don't need a paragraph. Shells, yeah, we're so lost, we're in the weeds. And let's see if we got another one. Somebody said dirty hit. Did y'all think that was a dirty hit on Zach Ertz? I didn't think so. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just think it was a high shot and he just aimed. All right, here we go. I'm glad they got that ass tapped. No more pretending this is an NFL competent roster.
Glad they got that ass tapped. God damn.
Yeah. That's where we are. All right. Again, for those who's checking in, man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube side. What's up to all of you all? Colin, Al 2, Monty Moneyball, Lucas, Jay Tezzy. Who is this? Rest 1966, Mr. Attitude Air.
Hey, can I ask a question to the panel? I want to ask a question to you all.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Amani. Hey, shout out to Amani. I knew I wanted.
I don't know anything about boats, bro. My uncle actually called me yesterday. He told me he's gonna take me fishing. Whatever. Anyway, but my question is, do we trust? I mean, or I don't know if I trust Dan Quinn with the defense moving forward. I know there was a conversation of, does he take over this defense, full time, or does he hire a defense coordinator? I honestly don't know if I trust him with the defense going forward. I think I want to go outside. I think I want. If Dan Quinn is going to stay here and be the coach, I think I need a different philosophy on defense. That's just me. Do y'all trust Dan Quinn going forward with the defense if he has to be the defensive coordinator, even with better talent?
AJ, matter of fact, you go ahead.
It's crazy, but the underdog disclaimer is playing while you're talking to me. So what did you say again?
No, I was saying, do you trust Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator going forward? If he chooses to be so, or do you want him to go in a different direction? If he's the head coach next year, what do you want Dan Quinn to do with the defense? And me personally, I'm saying I don't think I trust Dan Quinn to be the defensive coordinator or be in total control of the defense or anybody from under the Dan Quinn tree. I think I want something from a different philosophy coaching this defense going forward.
I mean, I'm going to stick with what I said a couple of weeks ago. I don't trust nobody on this organization at this point. I feel like, especially if you finish with a top 5 pick, I got to be in strong consideration of possibly moving off of the GM and the head coach. I understood where you was coming from, Dre, with you don't want to get a reputation around the league and not being able to be patient. But it's like, bruh, if I allowed you to go in a sense of being able to improve the roster from what we did year one, and then we turn around and finish top 5 in the draft, I don't think that I could trust you to bounce back from that. I think it would be the perfect time to pivot with everything on the table, from players that need to be re-signed to having over $100 million in free agency, having a top 5 pick, also having one more year before I really got to pay Jaden Daniels. I just think it might be the perfect time to pivot, because I don't think I would want to pivot going into year 4 of Jaden Daniels' rookie contract, because like I said, after next year, he's eligible to be extended. So I'm not sure that I'm sold on Dan Quinn being the head coach. Forget just DC. That was my biggest issue when he decided to take over for Joe Witt Jr. I felt like he put himself on the line to be called out for his job even more, because what if this defense looks just the same as under Joe Witt Jr.? Today was a prime example of that. They look exactly like Joe Witt Jr.'s defense. Like, so what is it? Are we gonna count it on scheme, or are we gonna say players? I don't know. Like, I don't know how the public's gonna perceive it, but I just feel like when you decide to take that role, and then even the question that was asked this week, do you see yourself calling plays next year? And I think we talked about it Tuesday. He was like, we'll see. I'm just like, we may not see you at all. That's the ramifications that's here, because who they play next?
Giants.
Play the Giants next.
Giants, Philly, Cowboys, Philly.
Yeah, so you finish out NFC East. Now it could get worse. I mean, Giants don't have like a high-powered offense, but if you're going against the Cowboys again, who have a great offensive attack, especially passing-wise with Lamb and Pickens, and then you haven't even played Eagles yet. Yeah, they've been having their struggles, but they got premier talent. It's just a weird situation to end off the year going against NFC East. So we'll see. But I mean, my answer is hell no.
Do I trust Dan? I think he's like I genuinely think like he's shown like differences between like experience levels, right? Between him and Joe Witt. I think that's valuable. I think going up against Miami and Denver is not just a testament of like what the defense can be long term if everybody's on the same page, right? But the difference is when you go up against a team in Minnesota, and that's why I made sure to start off the show, highlighting everything that Minnesota had. Like, they have talent. Where they struggle is the quarterback position. And McCarthy went up against the perfect defense because you're not going up against a solid pass rush. You're not going up against a daunting secondary, right? Like that's what's important when you're talking about like how you can beat a team in Minnesota who has dogs in championship level at every position except the quarterback position, right? And I say that to say what's going on for these last 4 games. It may be painful to watch at this point. Like I let's kind of like we got slapped back into reality. It may be painful to watch, but you have to see how this offseason plays out. And how do you recoup? This is why Adam Peters' offseason is one of the biggest. I mean, it is the biggest of his general manager career. It's the biggest. And I think for Dan Quinn, this is the tipping point for his head coaching career in Washington. I don't really think that him taking over as head coach, defensive coordinator, I still don't really fully agree with it's going to be a reflection on him if the defense fails. I think he has an out. And it's like he's not playing with a full deck of cards, like not even close. So I think there's things that you can look at and you could extrapolate the things that he's done with this defense that's good and since he's been able to take over. But when you lose 31-0 and the opposing offense makes things look easy in instances, and you still haven't played Philadelphia's offense and you haven't played Dallas offense yet under your leadership, those are things where it's like, all right, like you hope that it doesn't get uglier, because if it does, like the beatdown, the call for your job, like if you can't get a win, at least one win down the final 4, and it's not a game that starters are being held out at the end of the season, nigga, God bless.
Hey, but Mual, I
don't know what that's gonna look like.
Let me ask you this. You say that Dan Quinn gets like kind of like the benefit of doubt because he's not playing with a full deck of cards. But what was Joe Witt Jr. doing? He even if all guys stay healthy, it's still not a full deck.
2 years, bro.
Yeah, but it's still his defense. It's still Dan Quinn's defense, and still the roster that they compiled. Like Joe Witt don't make the decisions. It's between him and AP. So it's like that's my only like hiccup I'll say back with that is just like, all right, cool. Like it is what it is, but it's like you still gave up 31 points. You feel me? And scored nothing in return. And you have a bigger say all than Joe Witt Jr. does. You got a bigger piece of that blame pie because you are the head coach.
Yeah, but ultimately it's Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's name comes up first because this is his team. This is his tree. Joe Witt Jr. is under the Dan Quinn tree. And of course, Joe Witt caught a bunch of the blame because of what we saw from the defense. But at the end of the day, and like I was telling some fans, we've had these debates going back and forth where fans are like, well, it's strictly a personnel thing. And I get that if you want to lump Adam Peters into that, because Adam Peters, yes, he's responsible for going out and finding the personnel. But at the same time, this coaching staff, what have we heard since day one from Adam Peters, not only Adam Peters, from Dan Quinn as well? This is a collaborative effort. Like Adam Peters, I mean, I don't believe that he goes rogue and says, I'm just going to go get these players and you got to figure out what to do with them. I believe they do have a collaborative discussion between everybody, the coaches. We seen Cliff Kingsbury pretty much convince Adam Peters to go out there and draft Josh Connolly Jr. And then you got to believe that Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. has had some say in some of the defensive guys and who they want to keep and who they want to have here, who they may want to draft, who to go after. We've seen Joe Witt go out there and say, I begged for Javon Kinlaw for 2 years in a row. So these guys have say as coaches. That's why I don't get when people absolve these guys and say they have nothing to do. When they just look at the personnel and say the personnel is not good, the coaches can't do anything with them. These coaches said they could work with these guys. If you would have asked these guys in the summer, if you would have asked Dan Quinn, Joe Witt Jr. in the summer, can you do something with this defense? Is this defense capable? They would have told you, yes, this defense is capable. I can work with this defense. We're going to be better. They may not have told you they're going to be top 5, top 10, but they would have told you they can work with these guys. I seen a stat today that said these dudes are 31st in pass defense after being a top 3 team in pass defense last year. Now, obviously, that has something to do with who you're playing as well. You played a lot of bad quarterbacks last year. But I don't believe that you go from 2 to 31 in this specific unit. And you're not just bad in that unit. You're bad in the rush defense as well. But I don't believe you get that drastically bad just because the players are bad. I believe it's a collaborative effort in coaching and personnel. Like the coaching staff thought that they could work with these guys. And then, yes, there has been injuries, but they're not getting much out of these guys. And we've seen flashes that they can get something out of these guys, but nothing on a consistent basis. And that's why I say I'm not sure I trust Dan Quinn and anyone under his tree or his scheme to go forward with this defense, even when you get better players. I know some people go back to the Dallas Cowboys days and say, yeah, he got success with the Cowboys days, but what happened in the playoffs? They gave up damn near 50 to the Packers in the playoffs. So we've seen this scheme, this unit, or these guys, these coaches get worked even with better talent. So that's my issue there, and why I say I'm not sure I fully trust a Dan Quinn coaching tree guy with this defense going forward, even if you go out there and get better personnel.
Let's leave it there. I'll just leave this with a couple quotes from Dan Quinn and get up out of here. So on Jaden Daniels, for those who are wondering, by the way, if you're listening to this, or if you're even watching a replay and made it this far, we started this show with like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So we're just now getting quotes from the coaches. Jaden Daniels could have returned, but he chose to hold him out for precautionary reasons. I think we know what that means. And then Dan Quinn also said, I think we took a step forward last week, and tonight I think we took 3 steps back. None of it was acceptable. And we'll leave it there. So we're finally back on a regular schedule. We'll be back Tuesday. All 32 back Wednesday. And we have game preview on Thursday this week. Hey, Jay Tizzy ain't gonna let it go. Means he realized Cliff hates JD and Sherrod. All right, so appreciate everybody who watched live. We'll catch you all on Tuesday. And the fellas will see y'all then. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Don't keep your head down, man. Keep your head up and enjoy the Sunday night game too, man. We up out of here. Peace.
Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Damn, set, watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.